Hey guys, this is Matt Kern, and today's spotlight is with Chad Mudd with Newland Real Estate. Hey Chad, how's it going today?
I'm good, Matt. How are you, sir?
Very good, sir. Hey, listen, I heard you had a little tract of land out here on Highway 380 just west of Denton County in Wise County, and I thought would be a great day for us to spotlight it and take a look at it aerial wise and just get an overall understanding of what you have for sale and how people can contact you. So if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and share the screen and we can talk about it.
Love it.
So I'm going to go ahead and do you want to just kind of give us a little overall, Chad, about this property, and then let's just take a walk through over the property, if that's okay with you.
Yes, sir. You bet. This is 15.06 acres of unrestricted land right on 380, just east of Decatur. So you've got high traffic counts. You've got existing access egress off of 380. And when we get to the aerial portion, there's also a 380 turnaround in front of this property. So it's a really good location. It's hard to come by land that doesn't have any restrictions, as you know.
Yeah.
So this is a good commercial tract that has a lot of opportunity for people to use it however they'd like to.
Right. And do you have a legal description and a survey on this property?
Yes, sir. We do.
Okay.
My seller has a current survey and current legal description. The whole property is usable property except for the gas well pad. We'll talk about that. No
Okay.
floodplain.
All
So
right.
it's a really great tract.
All right. Yeah, it looks pretty wide open. Let's take a look at it.
So there's your existing access egress, the large entrance on the right side there. And here you have 620 feet of Highway 380 road frontage.
Nice. Yeah, it looks pretty flat, doesn't it?
It really does. The front part especially, and then it does slope a little off to the back.
Yeah.
There's no floodplain on this property, but there's an electric line that runs behind the property, so you've got high capacity electric.
Okay.
And the floodplain is further south of that. Now you can see the 380 turnaround. That's a big plus here because you could add another access egress point on this land to the east of the one that's already there.
Okay.
But there's a way to have an RV park or any type of multiple business locations on the property.
But aren't the RV parks really popular right now? It seems like anytime somebody builds one, it fills out really quick, doesn't it?
They really do. I think the counties are probably getting a little bit more specific on the infrastructure, which is good because it'll last longer. And this one really lays out nice for a project like that. Now you do need a well on this property. Currently, there's no water source. There's no co-op water, so
Okay.
you can build the well to the capacity you need. There's plenty of electric capacity. We're looking from the east side of the property right now, and there's your well pad side at the top of the property right there. That's the only part that will be unusable. You've got some
Right.
nice trees in the middle there.
Now that just has an easement around it, so whoever purchases this property owns all the land, but there's an easement there for the well company, right? Or
That's
energy
correct. That's
company.
correct. They have an easement on that road going to the well site to
Right.
service it.
Okay.
And but the nice thing about that road is, those are built to very high specs.
Yeah,
They'll last
county
a very long
specs,
time.
right? Yeah.
That's right, for semis and heavy water trucks and load trucks. So you've got a
Yeah,
really nice access egress and nice road coming to that point.
I see. And it looks like you got a fence here in the back, right? Is that
Correct.
running on the east-west line or south line, but running east and west there? There's uh, overhead utilities, looks like. Let's take a look right here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Actually, it looks like somebody's been driving back there. So they've definitely somebody's been mowing back there and taking care of that.
Right. So you've got existing fencing on the northwest and south side.
Okay.
And then your property shaped, goes at a little bit of an angle. You can see there going from east to west.
Yeah.
And that east side is 976 feet. That back portion is 841 feet. And then
Okay.
on the west side, you got a little bit more depth over there. There's 1,118 feet there.
Right. So somewhere around here in this area where I'm pointing to now is going to be our southeast corner, correct?
That is correct. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
got it. Yeah. So uh, just for everybody, don't let these old pasture fences here or up here around this house fool you. There is a property line there. It's just not fenced on the east side.
That's correct. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And it looks like we're coming around here to the southwest corner.
That's right. That's right. And you can see, looking right there, that's a really good view of how deep the property is and of your 380. You've got good traffic counts on 380. I wish I had a traffic count for you, but that existing access egress right there, if you go out of this property and want to go back east, it's right easy to turn right, but then you just hit that little loop around. And those 380 loop arounds, my understanding, are there to stay until there's future growth, and
Right.
they're
And
pretty
what,
important. They're pretty important for
yeah,
a
they
property
are.
like
And
that.
what Chad's mentioning is up here where we're seeing here across to the far north side of the 380 area, there is that loop around right there. So
That's
yeah,
right.
that's really nice, especially if you've got 18 wheelers or trucks coming in, it's a
Right.
good place for people to have to get across there too.
Right. And if you have an RV park here and you pull out, you can go east or west real
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
The back of this property too, the way it kind of topographically slopes, it slopes a little bit down from that well pad. So there's a lot of privacy on the back part of the property too.
Yeah.
It would
Let's
be a
take a
good
look.
residential site also if somebody wanted a little 15-acre ranch.
Yeah. Yeah. That looks nice, man. Well, you can tell it's fall because all the trees are starting to change colors, aren't they?
That's right.
Yeah.
There's your Texas beauty of the fall right there. It doesn't
Right.
last long, but we're getting a little bit of it.
So we're looking here towards the east, going back towards the Denton County line.
Yes, sir.
You're not too far away from Denton County line either, are you?
No, sir. No, sir. So you're kind of right the middle between the Denton County line and Decatur with this
Yeah.
tract. And you kind of got some high ground here too, as far as compared to the land around it. So the flow is really good as far as water and just kind of the way it sits. It's the visibility, especially from 380, is really nice.
Right.
So
And so
especially lends itself towards commercial, I would say, Matt.
I would say so too. It looks like it could be. And it looks like over here to the east, you've got a commercial business over there already, you
Yes,
know.
sir.
Uh, you've got, so right here, if we look down here towards the highway, you'll see this little white truck parked out here. And
Yes,
just
sir.
to the back side of that is where those steel posts are. That's primarily where that west property line is.
That's correct.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Yeah,
understood. And you do have cattle guards there too, don't you?
you do.
Yeah.
You do.
So,
Currently there's an ag exemption on the property also.
okay.
So if somebody did want to, a buy and hold piece where you don't have high taxes and keep it in ag and run cattle on it and cut hay, that exemption's already in place, which is nice to have. If you don't have that, as you know, it takes 5 years to get it back into ag.
Yeah.
And it's not an easy process. So this property has that ag exemption and it sure lends itself to a lot of uses.
It does. And going back, you were, talking about traffic. This is a high traffic area. I mean, we see right here, there's how many cars are right there and just in this picture alone,
Right.
and that's constant. It's 380 is a busy, corridor going back and forth between, Denton, Decatur, Bridgeport, and on too.
It really is. And with the growth of Razor Ranch and that west side of Denton, there's a lot of people predicting that the next 10 years, this 380 corridor between Denton and Decatur is going to look a lot like the 380 corridor between Denton and McKinney.
Yes.
So, and it'd be interesting to see how that folds out. But you and I have seen a lot of growth in this corridor just in the past 5 years.
Yeah. Well, that's a nice little tract of land right there. I can't see that it's going to last for very long and somebody's going to snatch it up.
Well, we've got a lot of interest in it, so I appreciate you highlighting it today. It sure is nice to have you get your drone out there. These pictures look really good. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? I think that if we could just show everybody, what's going on in the area and get a better overall look at, the property, then they have a little bit better understanding of what they have, to purchase, and they can make a better educated decision, on that. Let me stop my sharing screen here. So, is there anything else, any details or anything else, Chad, you want to talk about this, or are you pretty well wrapped up with it?
I think we've gone over it pretty well. I think the key, Matt, would be the no restrictions. Now, this property does need well water, so according to what kind of commercial facility you have, that does have an effect on what you want to do. But
Yeah,
it's in the county. There's no zoning. It's ag exempt, and there's no restrictions. So that really opens a lot of opportunity up to what you can and can't do. And you, at that point, you just go by, as you know, the county regulations as far as what you need for access, egress, for your density,
yeah,
and your buildings may need some type of fire retention if they're a certain size, but
right.
it's harder
And
to find unrestricted property.
and right now, as far as the entrance is on there, that's a pretty wide entrance for that area. So uh, I don't know that you would have to, unless you wanted, obviously. I mean, you definitely could install another, entrance into there. But right now, that's another thing that you don't have to worry about or deal with TxDOT about either.
That's right. That's right. And that's a good point, because those entrances like this one, they could cost a buyer 20, 30, $40,000 by the
Yes.
time you get done with your engineering and your permitting and your size, that size entrance being that wide and set up to hold semis. Those entrances to gas wells are made to last for decades.
Yeah.
And sometimes people will look at a gas well as a negative when it's got something like this sitting on it. It only takes up an acre and a half or so, but you've got an entrance and everything's already set in place. It's really a positive to me.
Yeah.
I like the way it lays out.
Yeah. Well, especially for commercial. I mean, everybody's always looking for a nice square rectangle flat piece of property for commercial property, to
Right.
build on to. And as you can see, that property that's to the east of there, somebody's already been there for a while, and they've got a nice little place, clean place, over there too. So
Right.
that looks good.
Right.
Well, hey man, it was great to see you today. I'm glad that we got to highlight the 15-acre tract in Wise County. Um, Tell us how to contact you and what's the best way to contact you. And then obviously Chad can share the survey information to disclose all the other information too.
You bet. I've got all that available. Best way to contact me is call me 214-460-8681. And the best way to look at the property is let's meet out there and get a look at it. You can also check out our listings at northtexasrealestate.com. We have, right now, we're in the 45 to 50 range. Obviously, the market is pretty limited right now. We need some inventory. The land market is really moving fast.
Mm-hmm.
So, but here at Newland Real Estate, we focus on land and farm and ranch and larger tracts. So we carry quite a bit of inventory that people sometimes forget to just go check out.
Right.
So give me a call, or you can also email me, cmud@northtexasrealestate.com.
Right. And what is your tagline?
Mud knows dirt, and he does.
Yes, you do. Hey, buddy, it's good to see you.
Hey, Matt, I appreciate it. It's always good to see you too.
Okay.